We're now joined by Christina Archie-Brown, the financial secretary for the organization we've been referring to as the Antler Lodge in Binghamton on Shenango Street. And Tina, I appreciate your joining us. I'd like to give our listeners a fuller understanding of what's been going on over the last year. One thing, too, in the news reports, we've been referring to the organization as the Antler Lodge, and I understand that's not accurate.
No, the name of the men's chapter is called Antler Lodge. The women, we are called Triple Cities New Temple. And together, collectively, we work as one, as Elks United. And that's our name, Elks United.
Well, I appreciate the clarification. Now, over the past year or so, following the tragic death of a man outside the building here on Shenango Street, you have found yourself to be in the news, and we've talked a lot about this location, including the efforts by the city of Binghamton to possibly lock down the property. And there have been some new developments. Give me a sense of what's gone on over the past year, and give our listeners a sense of what actually has been happening from your perspective.
Okay, first of all, it needs to be duly noted that we have been at this location for over 30 years without any incident even close to an unfortunate death. That's number one. Number two, it's our job and our mission to keep all violent acts, all illegal activities out of this establishment, and nobody can go on record as saying that we have not done that. That's number two. Number three, when an incident occurs, we make sure that people are put out of our building. We cannot police the sidewalk. We cannot police down the block. We can only take care of this facility here inside. And that particular night, it's a shame that had to happen. It should not have happened, but it happened outside. And the mayor never walked into this facility to ask any of us anything. He just immediately took to the news and said he was going to shut us down. And we take contention to that because it's the climate of the world today, not just the Viaduct, not just Shenango Street. There's violence everywhere. And it's very unfair, it's very unjust, and we are very insulted at the way he is making us look like a band of hoodlums here, when in essence, we're hard-working people. Good people have died that put this place here, and if it was that bad, how would we have been here for over 30 years?
Has Mayor David ever been inside here?
No. He's never been inside, never returned any of our calls either to invite him to come over here because he does not care. The mayor's mission is to get rid of, in my opinion, any establishment that even resembles this. He says that there's illegal activity. That is slander. He cannot put any illegal activity inside these doors, nor has anybody ever. Past mayors, never. We've never had any incidents of violence like that. Nothing. Nothing.
What do you think is the motivation?
The motivation right now is that development that's going on. You see, the mayor is trying to cripple our business by asking us to close, demanding that we close at midnight. Now, see, we were going to fight that because that's not substantiated. There's no just cause for us to close our doors at midnight. But our lawyers said because we were going to sell the building and move anyway, leave it alone. But now I notice we're leaving it alone, but now he's on the attack again, further slandering us. In my opinion, and the opinion of this organization, he's doing this deliberately to make sure we move off this viaduct. In other words, he's trying to run us off our land. And that's the bottom line.
If Mayor David were here right now, what would you tell him? If he were here in face-to-face where we're sitting?
I would tell him that we are insulted, we are offended, we are not a band of hoodlums, we are decent people, we've been here for 30 years. He doesn't like the clientele that sometimes comes in at night, okay. But now, is he shutting down anywhere else? I could name places, times, and instances where there has been gunshots fired all over this town. People getting stabbed in churches, crimes at schools. I would tell him he should be ashamed of himself. This building has been here probably longer than he is old. And for him to attack us like that, it's totally unacceptable. And it's very disheartening for a mayor. Did he ever come to us and say, what can I do to help you? Would you like a car outside your establishment at 2:30, 3 o'clock? Of course not. Because he would rather something go on so that he can further close us down. But we're targeted. Make no mistake about that. We are targeted.
Why?
Because the people next door want this property. Now, you know, we've been here for over 30 years, like I said. We've never had any incident like this. We dealt with the murder outside. That was a year ago. He's bringing that back up now to act like this is something new. We already dealt with that. Corporate counsel dealt with that. That is water under the dam now as far as legalities go. So he's drudging it all back up a year later in an attempt to make sure we leave so that they can take this building as a part of their development.
Could that have happened anyway as far as negotiating with the developer that you were, as I understand, negotiating with the developer to possibly move?
Yes. We told the developer we understand what they're trying to do, and we accept that. And we have no problem moving, but we can't move until we get a place to move to. And right now I'm a little bit concerned because with the mayor showing such bias against us, he might haunt us and taunt us no matter where we go. You know, this is really stereotyping. You know, he doesn't like the looks of the people that come in here, some of the people, and he's just trying to ruin us.
And that's a question that I had. Is there an issue of stereotyping involved in what's been happening here over the past year?
Over the past year, and there's been police officers that have told people, you don't want to go there. Oh, they're bad people in there. Oh, yes, this stereotyping has been going on for a long time. But it wasn't until recently. Now, if we were that bad, we would have been shut down a year ago when the incident happened. This is all behind the development. And it's very obvious to anybody that wants to take a serious look at it. It's very obvious. The incident happened a year ago. And like I said, it was very unfortunate. It should not have happened. But I don't know what's in the minds of people.
What happens next?
Well, now that's a good question. Because we were looking for a place to move. And we were going to go out peacefully, congenial. I don't feel as though the mayor is meeting us halfway. And we have not signed on the dotted line. He's given the impression that he's shutting us down instead of being honest about it and saying that we are being gracious enough to leave. So he cut the hours back, thinking he's going to cripple our business. I don't know. To tell you the truth, we're going to have a meeting after what he's done now. He couldn't just be quiet and leave us alone. We were leaving. That wasn't good enough for him. He wants to further slander us on the news, in the media, and we really take exception to this. So right now, today, I can't even say if we're even leaving now.
It sounds as though you're very angry.
Angry isn't even the word. I'm angry. I'm heartbroken. I'm frustrated because we are decent people here, and I do not appreciate the way he's trying to paint a picture of us. It's disgusting.
About how many people are active in the organization now?
There's about 25 active members and about 50 on roll total.
Is there a possibility there could be legal action against the city given what's happened?
Well, if I have my way, there will be legal action. Just like they're coming after us, there is a recourse for that. Because, see, this is slander, this is racial profiling, this is stereotyping, this is harassment. Somebody left our establishment a couple weeks ago, bought a plate of food, and the police pulled her over for no reason at all, searched her vehicle. That is further harassment because he's trying to stop people from coming here. And he's doing a good job.
Is this a symptom of some really big problems that exist in the city of Binghamton?
The city of Binghamton has more racial profiling than any other place you'll probably run across. The city of Binghamton has more young black men sitting out there at that Broome County jail in comparison to the larger cities. If you do your statistics on it, it's astounding the way the system is working to lock up every available black man they can in this town. Just look at the records. Don't take my word for it. Look at the records.
Do you think people, if they saw the numbers, would be astonished?
Yes, they would be astonished, but then people are very ignorant to the fact of what's really happening here. See, this is my home. I've watched this place deteriorate over the past, I'd say about 25 years. We took a bad turn. And now with the recent mayor, it's just the whole town is just going down. If you're not college bound, or if you're not doing development for the college students, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the elderly. A mishap happened over at Countrytown, for instance, prime example. There's people at Countrytown that have been there for 30, 40, 50 years. What does the mayor do? The first thing he does is get on the media and say he's going to take action to shut down Countrytown. Really? Now, does that make sense to anyone? Shut down the church that had a stabbing when people were fighting over a seat to get their food.
Is there any way that some progress can be made to improve the situation?
No. The only way we can make progress, in all honesty, is for people to come to the table. That is not what the mayor wants. He wants us gone. And to be honest with you, he does not want us anywhere. It is my perception of the mayor that he wants everybody off the streets of color, especially males. Now, I'm sorry, that's my perception of our mayor. And he's given me no reason to think otherwise.
That's a very strong accusation.
Yes, it is. And he's got some very strong comments that comes out of his mouth, very inappropriate. And see, he's been allowed to get away with this. It's not right. And the whole town is sitting back watching this happen. We've given thousands of dollars to this community. He doesn't know anything about us. He is stereotyping us because of what he sees coming in and out when he's got people sitting outside. It's all stereotypical. There's no facts to back up not one claim except for that unfortunate mishap a year ago.
Do you want to meet with the mayor now?
I most certainly would, if it would do any good, but his mind is made up. He wants us off the bridge. He wants us out of sight. He wants us out of sight. But we're not going anywhere.
Are you now inclined then to take a stand because of the way the situation's been handled?
Well, we're going to have a meeting in the next couple of days to determine what we are going to do, because what he did today was totally unnecessary. It's like putting that last knife in our back. You know what I'm saying? It was unnecessary. He could have just been quiet and let us go about our business. We are not bad people. We're not going to be treated like no common hoodlums. He should have came. He should have sat with the leaders of this organization. He never even asked us to sit and talk with us. And he doesn't return any phone calls.
Christina Archie-Brown, I thank you for joining us and giving us a better understanding of what's been going on over the past year.
Yes, and people need to also understand this is a community-based grassroots organization. We give everything back to this community. See, he fails to say any of that. You know, we aid those in distress. If you get burned out, we've helped children with terminal illnesses. We've given $100,000 in scholarships just in the 30 years that we've been sitting on this bridge. And our organization is nationwide. So as an overall whole, it's thousands of dollars that goes out. We are all about, just like today, for instance, it's funny that you're here today. We have a community member that passed away, and his family and friends need some place to gather. That's what Elk homes do. We're cooking food. I wish we had a camera. We have the place ready for the family. We don't charge them anything. We give back to the community, but nobody seems to care about that.
We will continue to follow this, and we'll have you back on our program to keep us posted in the days and weeks ahead.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for coming and taking the time to ask us what we are about, since the mayor never has.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good day.